Hello, I'm Brainerd Carey, Director of Praxis Center for Aesthetics. I've also written 6 books on professional development for artists. Today I want to talk a little bit about rejection and humiliation for artists. It's one of the more painful things about being an artist. It's hard enough to be able to find the time and energy to make work in the busy schedule and life we all have. But on top of that, when we apply for grants or shows or residencies and find that we get rejected, it's very upsetting in many cases. It's in many cases, after 2 or 3 of these, it seems too much to take, too much to bear. And I understand that. I'm an artist and I've experienced many rejections in my life as well. And while I don't have a solution to the feeling of being rejected or feeling humiliated by a rejection, what I do know is that it's important to move on. And one of the ways to move on is to focus on the art entirely. That's the heart of everything, right? The reason you're making work is because of what you do in the studio, the beautiful things that happen on a canvas, in a sculpture, in an installation, in idea-based work, in conceptual work, whatever it is. That's where the heart of your practice is. So rejection and humiliation is difficult. There's no question about it. And what I'm suggesting today is not only to try to ignore it and realize this is common to all artists, and you can talk to other artists about it and see that they've experienced it, but also, go back into your practice. Many times when artists are mourning the death of a friend, a loved one, a family member, they go into their artists and work because it's a way of absorbing yourself when feelings are so difficult, they're hard to manage. So the important thing to remember at the end, when you're managing difficult feelings about rejection, humiliation, or even death of a loved one, is the reason you're making art is because you have a gift to give to this world. You have a message. And even if to you that message isn't clear to you right now, and you're making, different kinds of work, whether it's figurative, abstract, or idea-based conceptual work, or installations, or prints or photographs of something else, remember that the reason you're making art is because you have a message, a gift to give to this world. You have something to say with your work. So hold tight to that, hold on to that, because that's why you're making art. And that's why when someone else appreciates what you're doing, it means the world to you. It's not about ego or money or fame. It's about belief in what you're doing. And when someone else buys something or even comments on what you're doing and appreciates what you're doing, it's a belief in what you do. And that's enormously important, because that belief reflects the fact that you also have always had a belief in yourself. That's why you're making art. That's why you're struggling to find the time to make art. That's why you're with dealing with humiliation and rejection, because you know that you do have a message to give, that you do have a gift to give. And even if the world isn't accepting it at this time, there will be a time when the world does accept it. That's why those small beliefs, those small acceptances of your work are enormously important, not just for yourself and your well-being as an artist, but also for the world, because you're making art for the world, and without you, the world would be a darker place. Artists bring light to this world, allow people to see things that they haven't seen before. So it's enormously important to hold on to that fact, because that's why you're making art. It's not about the market or ego. All of that is secondary to the fact that you have a gift to give. I wish you well in your studio practice and hope this was helpful.